All right, papers for you now with the writer and columnist Emma Wolfe and editor of Spike, Tom Slater. Morning to you both. Oh, what should we start with? Children at risk of blindness.
Yes, that's a worry. That's Emma's story in the Mail.
Yeah, well, I think this one's really, really concerning. Basically, sort of top opticians and eye surgeons are saying they're seeing more and more short-sightedness and myopia amongst very young children. Children as young as 4 are being forced to just spending way too much time staring at screens, staring at their phones.
Is that what it is?
Not enough time outside with natural daylight. Natural daylight, I didn't know this, actually is necessary to develop your eyeballs and to develop your eyesight when you're little. It regulates the growth of eyeballs. I just took my 3-year-old for an eye test yesterday, which is pointless because they can't really test a lot. But anyway, it's so crucial. And these opticians are saying, because of the phone addiction, but also because of the pandemic, when people were forced to stay indoors, they weren't outside. Lots of children and lots of teenagers, for the first time, they're sort of achieving the worst possible scores for short-sightedness, which is a real worry. If you think about that, you know, you're not doing the distance vision, you're basically staring at a screen, staring at a tablet.
That's where I had no idea it could actually have those sort of implications.
With the smartphone addiction, but this is just another layer of that.
And it's all these things about lockdown that we're kind of slowly discovering.
Yes.
What a terrible idea it was, particularly that kind of initial phase where people were so petrified even to do things within the rules. Like, you could go outside, but even some people were too worried about that. So, yeah, long tail of these kinds of things.
But funnily enough, the COVID inquiry isn't asking any of those questions at all.
No, of course not.
No, it's all
all
about
just
what's
about
Many other...
who called someone mean names in WhatsApp. That's what
well, maybe we need a glorious revolution to shake things up, Tom.
Yes, this is fascinating. Just Stop Oil are changing their tack.
Yes, so the Mail on Sunday, they've sent one of their kind of undercover reporters into a Just Stop Oil meeting, at which the discussions weren't limited to climate change, shall we say. There was talk of stepping up their campaigning to target the institutions of capitalism, banks and so on. Also talks of linking up with pro-Palestine activists, as if that has anything to do with the climate and with nature. I mean, if you know the politics of these people, this isn't really particularly surprising. I mean, these aren't kind of off-duty Tory councillors who are getting involved in Just Stop Oil protests. At the same time, I think almost calling it anti-capitalist is almost overdoing it slightly. They're kind of sort of pro-feudalist. They just want to kind of go back to an age in which we didn't have industrial society, in which we couldn't produce the amount of things that we can produce these days, and it's
or
very
have
depressing
hairstyling.
politics. No, exactly. Apparently not.
Or washing machine.
And especially when, you know, the people who are involved in this stuff, I know it's been said a million times, but Indigo Rumbelow, who's one of the activists,
Indigo.
She's popped up again in this reporting.
She was I like Indigo Rumbelow for a laugh. She's good for a laugh.
Just for her name.
But many of them fit that kind of profile as far as immaculately, privately educated, very well off. Often, in Indigo's case, you know, it doesn't take long for them to find a bunch of foreign holidays and so on. So to have these people not only posing as kind of anti-capitalist warriors, but also suggesting that everyone else is going to have to put up with less because they've decided that the world's going to end, it makes them look even more ridiculous than they already are. I think.
Well, no, she's great, Indigo. She talks a lot of sense when she's got time to talk to us in between flights to Indonesia or wherever she runs.
And yet they want to crack down on families who are having maybe one foreign holiday a year, you know, somewhere local that they've saved up for and want to enjoy, and instead of which they want to cause, you know, Just Stop Oil want to cause havoc across the airports, doing illegal things. I mean, literally breaking into airfields and things, doing illegal things all through the summer.
All right, well, perhaps we can all relax and discuss this over our Easter break, whatever that is this year.
Well, the thing about Easter is it does move around a lot. And this year it's the end of March.
You never know when it is, do you?
But I didn't realise quite how much it moved. So this year it's the end of March, really early. But 2 years ago, it was April the 17th, so it really is a movable feast. Anyway, this former industry minister, Sir Greg Knight, has been saying, actually, he wants to fix Easter. He says the Sunday after the second Saturday in April. Why doesn't he just say the second Sunday in April? Anyway, so somewhere between the 9th to the 15th of April. So it'd be much later. It would be sort of fixed at that late date.
What's it got to do with him?
It would help businesses, it would help schools, it would help families, it would help a lot of people actually be able to plan.
It's a religious festival.
So why does it move?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, me too. I know
being
it's
able
to do with the
plan
church.
and being able. I mean, for schools, for example, it would help them to set their school holidays, to set their Easter holidays. For businesses, it would help them to know when they need all their chocolate eggs in. It would help families to be able to plan ahead for when they might get away.
Well, yes, in that practical sense, but, you know, it's down to the church to decide when Easter is, not Sir Greg Knight.
I just don't understand why it has to move around like this all over the place. It's like, imagine if Christmas could be in the middle of January, or it could be in
Wouldn't that add to the excitement?
The excitement of it all, the chocolate eggs and the excitement. And we would get nicer weather if it was a bit later in April.
Well, there's a proposal.
Yes, I don't know.
Or
I
would
just say we'll do whatever the church wants on that one. I sort of think. Just very briefly, we've got 10 seconds. Running rage, Tom. Joggers are angry.
Yes. So if you want to improve your mood, don't jog. Because apparently, according to a survey of 10,000 people, it actually makes people very angry because it's very repetitive, and that you should take up aerobics or yoga instead. So that's your top tip this morning.
Well, that's my excuse for not running.
Yeah, quite right, too. It's been good to see you both this morning. Thanks very much indeed. Here's your weather.